You might have heard whispers in the coin collecting world, rumors that two simple South African coins, the 5 rand and the 2 rand, could be worth not just a few dollars, not just hundreds, but maybe even millions of dollars if you're lucky enough to hold the right one. Sounds unbelievable, right? Almost too good to be true. For years, these two coins have been the subject of endless discussions among collectors and treasure hunters. Online forums, social media posts, even news headlines have at times claimed that people stumbled upon these coins and sold them for staggering amounts. Some swear they've seen them change hands for life-changing money. Others dismiss all of it as nothing more than wild rumors, exaggerations, and tricks to fool unsuspecting buyers. But here's where it gets interesting. Why would so many people be talking about them if there wasn't at least a little bit of truth buried somewhere? Are these coins really just ordinary pieces of change that pass through our hands without notice, or could they actually be hiding a secret, a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered? That's the mystery we're about to solve. Stay with me until the very end, because in this video we're going to uncover the real story, the history, the myths, the rare errors, and most importantly, the true worth of these coins. And I promise, the truth will surprise you. Now, let's dive into the first of our two coins, the 2005 South Africa 5 rand. And trust me, this one has a story that's been debated for years. At first glance, the coin looks powerful. It's not an ordinary single metal coin. No, it was designed as a bimetallic piece, with a golden-colored nickel brass center surrounded by a silver-colored copper-nickel ring. Why such a design? To fight against counterfeiting. Back in the early 2000s, fake 5 rand coins were flooding the market, and the South African Reserve Bank needed a solution. This new design made it far harder to copy, and instantly gave the coin a special place in history. On the front side, you'll notice the South African coat of arms standing proudly in the center, with the year 2005 written above. But here's something many people don't know. Each year, South Africa prints its name in one of the country's 11 official languages. In 2005, it appeared in Xitsonga. That small detail often goes unnoticed, but for collectors, it makes each year's coin unique. Flip the coin over and you'll find its most famous feature, the charging black wildebeest, also called the Nu. Muscles tensed, head lowered, it looks ready to burst through the coin itself. It's more than just art, it's a symbol of strength, energy, and the unstoppable spirit of South Africa. Just below, the inscription reads, 5 rand. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Why has this coin become such a hot topic in collecting circles? The answer lies in a mix of commemoratives, rare errors, and endless rumors. You see, the 5 rand coin became legendary because of special editions linked to Nelson Mandela. The 2000 and later Mandela commemorative coins caused a frenzy, with people paying astonishing prices for them. And over time, many confused those with the normal 2005 issue, which is why so many believe even the standard 2005 coin could be worth a fortune. But there's more. Some 2005 coins have surfaced with minting errors, and this is where values really jump. Imagine a coin struck off-center, with part of the design cut off. Or a coin where the inner core is missing, leaving just the outer ring. Or even more dramatic, coins struck on the wrong planchet entirely. These mistakes are rare, and because no two are exactly alike, collectors pay big money to own them. Stories circulate online of collectors selling unusual 5 rand coins for hundreds of dollars, sometimes more. And it's true, a spectacular mint error can transform a coin that most people ignore into something a serious collector would fight to own. So what's the truth about its value? A normal 2005 5 rand coin, even in good condition, is usually worth only its face value, just 5 rand in South Africa. If you have an uncirculated version, fresh and shiny, or even a proof version, you might expect anywhere from $5 to $30 from a collector. But if you happen to find a rare mint error, that's when the magic happens. Prices of $200, $500, or even over $1,000 are possible, depending on how dramatic and rare the error is. But let's be clear, is it worth millions? No, that's a myth. Yet the suspense and rumors won't die, because every time an error coin appears, it fuels the imagination that maybe, just maybe, the one in your hand could be life-changing. That's the real magic of the 2005 5 rand. It's not just a coin. It's a story. A coin born out of history, surrounded by rumors, and carrying the slim but thrilling possibility of hidden value. Now, let's turn to the second coin, the 1990 South Africa 2 Rand. At first, it might look like a simple piece of change. Small, silver-colored, and easy to overlook. But behind this coin lies a story of history, myths, and collector fascination. Let's start with the design. On the front side, it carries the pre-1994 South African coat of arms, the older emblem used before the birth of the new democracy. Above it, you'll see the year 1990, and along the edges, the words South Africa and Tsuid Africa, written in English and Afrikaans, the two official languages at the time. Flip it over, and you're greeted by one of South Africa's most iconic symbols, the springbok antelope, captured mid-leap. Graceful, fast, and elegant, the springbok has long been a national emblem, appearing not only on coins but also on the famous South African rugby jersey. Beneath it, the bold words, 2 Rand. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1992 Rand comes from a period of enormous change in South Africa. Just a few years later, apartheid would end, and the country would be reborn. That means every coin from this era is part of history, a snapshot of a nation on the brink of transformation. Collectors love that connection to the past. But as with the 5 Rand, what really keeps this coin in the spotlight are the rumors and the errors. A normal 1992 Rand isn't rare. In fact, millions were minted, and most are still only worth face value, just about 10 US cents. Even in excellent condition, you're usually only looking at a few dollars. But then come the stories. Collectors whisper about rare errors, coins struck off-center, coins with double images, or coins struck on the wrong planchet entirely. These are the accidents of the minting world, and because no two are ever alike, they instantly become prized collectibles. If you've got one of these error coins, suddenly the story changes. Instead of just a few cents, you could be looking at $100, $200, or even up to $500 depending on how unusual and dramatic the error is. And this is where the rumors of millions begin. Sellers online, sometimes hoping to trick buyers, list ordinary 2 Rand coins with claims of astronomical value. The truth. Number 1992 Rand coin, in any condition, is realistically worth millions. But the dream of finding that one rare error coin keeps collectors searching. So, what's the final verdict on these 2 coins? The 2005 5 Rand, normal ones are common, but error versions can be worth hundreds, sometimes more. The 1992 Rand, ordinary ones are cheap, but dramatic errors can also reach into the hundreds. If talk about millions, that's a myth. But hundreds? Very possible with the right error. These coins may not make you a millionaire, but they carry something just as valuable: history, symbolism, and the thrill of the hunt. And who knows? The next time you check your change, you might just be holding the rare error coin that every collector is dreaming of.